Welcome to the Sofa More part of the show. And we'd like to remind you that all our top stories can be found on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Please log on to m.channelstv.com to see us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. Besides the news and updates, the Channels TV app has an eyewitness feature. We'd also like to encourage you to use it to share those pictures, videos, or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the eyewitness menu and follow the instructions. To the northeastern part of the country, the Damaturu Road, which became very prominent in the heat of the insurgency war, has now been fortified by the Nigerian Army. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Buratai, who approved an army operational base in the area, says the military will no longer allow for a situation where some miscreants occupy territory belonging to the nation. The army base will provide support to sustain military operations with the aim of tackling insurgency in the troubled northeast geopolitical zone.
At the peak of the Boko Haram in the northeast, especially in Borno State, Damaturu, Biu Road and other towns are major strongholds and entry points for the terrorists. With the return of peace and life gradually kicking back, the Nigerian Army has established an operational base to help the military in checking movement of terrorists and transportation of food and weapons to the insurgents, especially along the southern part of Yobe State and the western part of Borno State. This informs this gathering, and the Chief of Army Staff, accompanied by some high military personalities, are present to officially open the base.
The security of our great country.
Based on increasing operational activities from the base, semi-permanent structures were conceived to alleviate the troops' exposure to inclement weather. For their support, I urge them to continue to keep providing useful information to the Nigerian Army in the fight against terrorism.
The base will also ensure safety at the eastern part of Gombe as well as northwestern part of Adamawa states, as the Army Chief says more forward operation base across the country will be established to support military operations in other parts of the country.
The road from here down to Buratai was also cleared of all improvised explosive devices. The road, which also leads to Damaturu, was opened in April this year and is constantly being used by commuters without fear. We need to maintain offensive operations for a fortified location, conduct aggressive patrols and improve reaction times in order to commit the entire area of responsibility, give birth to the idea of establishing a forward operating base in Buratai.
The deputy governors of Yobe and Borno State are on hand to give support.
The beginning of this fight in the location where definitely provide adequate accommodation to the soldiers, also here, and also enhance security.
I've gone around and seen it. It is constructed with very low quality materials and believe to stand the test of time.
Apart from controlling the movement of arms and foodstuffs to the insurgents along the route, the operational base will also provide security for communities living along the road, as well as provide military surveillance to the people navigating along the Damaturu-Biu Road.
Meanwhile, also in the northeast, the federal government has commenced the distribution of grain to Madagali local government area of Adamawa State. The distribution is under the auspices of the Presidential Initiative for the Northeast and was supervised by the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation in collaboration with the National Emergency Management Agency. Madagali local government area, 300 kilometers from Yola, the Adamawa State capital, is one of the most hit by insurgent attacks.
We wish to express the gratitude of all the people of Madagali local government to the Presidential Initiative on the Northeast Pine and Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation for providing what we are distributing to our people. Having profoundly expressed our gratitude, We need to remind our leaders in government at all levels and other stakeholders that Madagascar government suffered the most loss of lives and damage to property and socio-economic infrastructure during the insurgency. The catalog of destruction to schools, medical facility, markets, and places of religious worship, as well as to homes and communal civic center, has surpassed all imagination. Our hope and prayers are that while government and non-governmental organizations continue to provide our people temporary relief, that we appeal to government to make special budgetary provision through relevant agency and organization to enable our early and rapid social economic recovery.
To the southwest, let's bring you some news of agriculture now. With large arable land for farming, Nigeria has no business importing food. That's coming from the Minister of State for Agriculture, Heineken Lokwobiri, after meeting with some farmers and touring some palm plantations in Odogolu local government area of Ogun State. He believes with right policies and programs, Nigeria can be pulled out of recession through agriculture.
The new way in this country for us to be out of recession, for us to provide jobs for our team in youths, is agric and agribusiness. Don't make mistake that agriculture is just production. There are a whole lot of other investments along the value chain. Some people are into production, others are into processing, others are into marketing, and like I told you, Mexico is oil producing. They got $398 billion. What did we get? Nigeria has no business, importing, food from any other place. We have enough arable land. What we need is to let people realize that there is no more free dollars from Abuja. So every state government, every local government has a duty to now, direct our people towards sustainable agriculture. And that is where we'll be able to get the right jobs. I may not be planting, but I can offtake, process. Another person may take from me to go and market. And so it's a whole, vista of opportunity available to people to do one form of agribusiness.
Minister of State for Agriculture, Heineken Lokwobiri. To law enforcement, the Nigeria Police Force, Adamawa State Command, have arrested an 11-man gang of armed robbers who specialize in terrorizing unsuspecting members of the public on federal highways in the state. The State Commissioner of Police, Adamawa State Command, Mr. Musa Kimo, at a media briefing in his office, says the command is out to ensure the state is peaceful and secure and has re-strategized its operations by putting in place measures aimed at confronting crime head-on. The gang is suspected to be responsible for the recent armed robbery attack on a correspondent in that state.
The measures put in place have started yielding positive results. These undesirable elements that hitherto rob people of their valuables unchallenged, particularly along Numan Lafia, Numan Ngurore, and Ngurore Mayobalwa roads, are now faced with superior firepower, which led to the arrest of 7 armed robbers along identified roads. The others fled. This feat occurred on the 8th and 9th of this month. They were arrested along with the following exhibits: 1 single-barrel gun, 1 laptop computer, 3 machetes, 1 iPad Techno, 3 handsets, 2 sharp cutlasses, 2 knives, 2 big sticks, and cash, 343,500 naira.
You're watching news across Nigeria. Coming up, with the Christmas celebrations not too far away, a security agency is benefiting from a donation from a governor to beef up security at that time of the year. Please stay with us.